On the evening of May 4th, 2014, Julian Pesina, a police officer of Balcones Heights in San Antonio, Texas, was starting to wind down. In addition to his policing duties, Pesina owned a tattoo shop called Notorious Inc. A real hands-on type of owner-operator, Pesina spent a lot of his free time tattooing clients. At 9:30 p.m., Pesina started cleaning all the tattoo machines. He gently wiped down a prized Dragonhawk, sterilized Axis Valhallas, and straightened up his shop. He spent time with his daughter earlier that day, a daughter he doted on. He didn't get to see his kid as much as he'd like, since separating from her mother made their relationship rocky to say the least. Still, Pesina should have been in high spirits, but instead felt anxious. He was fidgeting and kept checking his phone. He told his friend, "Don't wait up," locked up the shop, and was ready to drive home alone. Unknown to Pesina, leaders of the Texas Mexican Mafia had been planning to kill him. A grave prepared for him in the diverse landscape of the south central Texas desert. Despite the potential consequences of whacking a cop, the gang was determined to carry out the assassination. At 10 p.m., Julian Pesina got a text message while a white Pontiac Sunfire pulled up outside his shop. He stepped out and spoke briefly with the driver, unaware of two figures in dark blue hoodies and ski masks approaching from the other direction. One carried a pistol, the other a shotgun. They shot Pesina multiple times, then fled in the Sunfire, evading law enforcement who were just minutes away. As police secured the scene, the killers worked to cover their tracks. The investigation yielded few leads. No eyewitnesses emerged. Unbeknownst to Pesina, his staff, friends, not even the local police, was that the FBI captured the murder on video days earlier. An agent, disguised as an electrician, installed a hidden camera on top of a pole near Notorious Inc., and Pesina's double life started to unravel. Today we will dive into the Mexikanemi, Pesina's murder, and the complex world of betrayal, corruption, and gang conflict. The story traces back to the 1950s in California, where the Mexican Mafia originated in the state's prison system, quickly becoming a criminal force with global influence. Inevitably, criminals and gang members find themselves behind bars, where angering those with the power to kill them inside prison walls is a dangerous misstep. In the 1950s, there were already a lot of prison gangs, but the Mexican Mafia's quick rise to power opened a new chapter in the history of organized crime and got the attention of groups all over the country. In the 1980s, Heriberto Herb Huerta chose to bring the California-based Mexican Mafia to the Lone Star State. It's important to note that the Mexican Mafia, also known as La M, is one of the most powerful and oldest criminal organizations in California, and it was no small feat that they infiltrated Texas, which has been a stronghold of the Texas Syndicate since the 1970s. La M was founded in 1957 by 13 Latino inmates who were incarcerated in the Duell Vocational Institute in Tracy, California, 63 miles east of downtown San Francisco. The organization was initially formed to protect brown inmates from other ethnic groups and to increase power and influence within the prison system. La M also established control over many Latino street gangs in Southern California, using them as a source of revenue and as a means to expand its grip and influence. The core membership of the Mexican Mafia is relatively small, estimated to be around a few hundred leaders and top soldiers, but their power, influence, and active membership is immeasurable. Alberto Herbie Huerta was sent on a business trip to Texas and formed the Mexikanemi, aka the Texas Mexican Mafia. With the leaders of the Carnales votes, Huerta wrote a constitution for the new group. At first, they identified as a faith movement with roots in Aztec culture, but they quickly evolved. The Constitution, which hasn't changed much since it was first written, says that the Mexikanemi's job is to protect the interests of Mexican families and future generations by any means necessary, such as murder, drug dealing, extortion, robbery, and other illicit activities. The Mexikanemi is set up like a paramilitary group, with jobs ranging from generals to prospects. Huerta is president for life, and Benito Alonso is vice president for life. The gang's code says that members have to show class, and treason is a capital crime that can get you killed. The Mexikanemi was first created to protect members from rival prison gangs like the Texas Syndicate, but it quickly turned into a powerful criminal organization with a structure similar to that of its California cousin. Its stronghold is San Antonio, which is split into 4 areas. Each area is run by a general who reports to the city's top general, who in turn reports to Huerta and Alonso. In the heart of San Antonio, the Texas Mexican Mafia wields immense control, demanding drug dealers pay a dime, an extortion tax of 10% or $100 per ounce. Those who refuse face violence, with armed individuals storming their homes to carry out the threat. This threat won't be 3 strikes and you're out. It's 1 strike, and then it's game over. In the 1990s, gang founder Alberto "Herb" Huerta landed in ADX Florence, earning a reputation as a powerful figure despite his confinement. Amidst the power struggle within the gang, Robert "Beaver" Perez emerged, orchestrating multiple murders to secure his position. Perez's reign included orchestrating the French Place Massacre, among other brutal crimes, before his eventual execution in 2007. The Mexikanemi operates with a dual leadership structure, dividing roles between prison and street operatives. To join or maintain status, members must prove their loyalty and climb the gang's ranks, with Huerta and Alonso overseeing operations. Symbolized by a two-headed serpent, the Mexikanemi screens members for trustworthiness, yet some slip through, like Julian Pesina. Despite his law enforcement career, Pesina had family ties to the gang, and he was dealing meth and heroin while patrolling the same streets. In 2014, he sought protection from the gang, claiming membership but owing debts. Eventually, and shockingly, the gang confirmed his status and integrated him into their ranks, even though he was more of an acquaintance to the familia. Notable figures include Ruben "Menace" Reyes, a key lieutenant, and Jerry "Spooks" Idrogo, who proved his worth by committing murder. These individuals, among others, operate within the intricate hierarchy of the Mexikanemi, maintaining its influence in San Antonio's criminal underworld. In February 2014, after confirming Pesina's membership in the Mexikanemi, Spooks Idrogo enlisted him to assist in collecting dime payments around the north side. Pesina's role was to provide backup security as a driver and muscle during these operations. Raymond "Indio" Tellez oversaw the gang's activities in San Antonio, despite secretly collaborating with law enforcement as an informant. Despite his informant status, Tellez covertly stayed active in gang operations, involved in drug trafficking and even murder. Pesina operated as a Mexikanemi henchman, fully aware of the risks involved. Both the FBI and the Mexikanemi became aware of his double life, leading to a race to get to him. In April 2014, FBI agents installed a secret camera outside Pesina's tattoo shop, capturing footage of Mexikanemi members visiting the business. But tensions arose between Pesina and Idrogo during a dime collection operation, leading to suspicions about Pesina's loyalty. The house of cards collapsed when Idrogo was shown a social media photo of Pesina dressed in a police uniform. Idrogo, instructed by superior Reyes to eliminate Pesina, devised a plan to lure him to a remote location for execution. Despite their efforts, Pesina sensed the danger and escaped the trap, frustrating the gang's plans. On the night of the murders, several things went wrong. Their plan to steal a car for the getaway failed when their fifth accomplice couldn't deliver. Despite this setback, Idrogo, feeling pressure from Reyes, pushed forward. They used the Mexikanemi prospect's Pontiac Sunfire, but swapped the paper plates with those from another member's car. One hitman took a 9mm pistol, while another carried a shotgun. Idrogo drove and dropped them off near Notorious Inc., instructing them to shoot Pesina when he exited the shop, and then to quickly jump into the getaway car. However, the plan did not go smoothly. As Idrogo approached, he texted Pesina as arranged, but the gunmen were missing. Sensing trouble, Pesina, armed with a pistol, questioned Idrogo suspiciously. Idrogo, pretending to be tired, insisted on collecting Pesina's payment before leaving, all the while panicking about the whereabouts of the hitmen. Suddenly, as Idrogo eased off the brake, the gunmen emerged and fired at Pesina. He was hit 3 times, all fatal wounds. Afterward, they handed the guns to Reyes for disposal and were instructed to keep a low profile. Fearing arrest or retaliation from the gang, Idrogo fled to Ohio, but the FBI surveillance camera provided evidence leading to one of the hitmen's arrest. Idrogo was apprehended later when authorities raided his mother's house. He cooperated with prosecutors, confessing to both Pesina and Padilla's murders, and agreed to testify against Santibanez and Alfredo Cardona, identified as the shooters at Notorious Inc. During their 2017 trial, Idrogo expressed remorse for Padilla's murder. Tellez, as part of a deal, confessed to killing 4 people, including 2 after becoming an informant. One victim, Jose Figueroa, was strangled and stabbed during a gang meeting. Others, like Jose Bravo, Adam Trevino, and Vincent Chacon, were fatally shot for owing money. Reyes, fearing for his life, cooperated with authorities. After a failed assassination attempt, he led them to a remote site in Pearsall, Texas, where 3 bodies were discovered, including Johnny Smiley Solis, whom Reyes admitted to killing along with 2 others. Reyes pleaded guilty to these murders and Pesina's, receiving multiple life sentences. In 2017, Santibanez and Cardona were convicted by a Texas jury on racketeering and murder charges. Santibanez, maintaining his innocence, criticized the government for impeding his trial. Despite their confessions, Tellez and Idrogo received lighter sentences, but Tellez faced faced an assassination attempt in prison. He was stabbed but survived. U.S. District Judge Xavier Rodriguez declined to apply a federal law aimed at protecting police officers, stating that Pesina was targeted not for his profession, but for concealing it from the Mexikanemi. The trial revealed the dark underbelly of gang violence and corruption, with witnesses admitting to heinous crimes and betrayals. Despite convictions and sentences, the scars of these events linger, reminding us of the devastating impact of organized crime. Thank you for watching this very special episode from C.R.U.S.H Unit. Comment below if you'd like to see more C.R.U.S.H Unit road trips, where we go outside of Cali and report on national gang crimes. Peace.